0, 1.
Let's get started.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Black and White United Show. I'm your host Andreas. Thank you so much for tuning in. A few things to get through today, but let's just start off with the main story of the day. Obviously Tim Membrey finally, it's confirmed he's in. We've seen him now in the colours. He joins on a 2-year deal. So that's fantastic. It's great for the football club to have him in. I think it's going to be fantastic for our forward line. It puts a lot of pressure on a lot of players for their spots, and that's exactly what we need. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this develops, and hopefully he can have a massive impact and it helps everybody else around him throughout the season. So the other bit of news that I wanted to quickly just touch on today, and when I'm not going to talk about it later because I've got other things I want to talk about, but so Petracca during the week was training at Collingwood's ground at the RI Centre at Olympic Park, doing laps with the boys and stuff like that. What does that mean for 12 months' time? Now, how I see it is I haven't really gone straight into the whole thing about our aging list and whatever. But if a player like him became available in 12 months' time, and we're obviously going to lose Pendle, Sidey, Howe, Cox, that the leaders, that like the big guys in the club, having someone like a Petracca coming in 12 months' time could be exactly what we need. The only thing is Melbourne. Now, obviously, with their president leaving, going, I think Chelsea Rock or whatever her name was, I can't remember. You've got Gary Pertz resigned, who's only going to be there as a consultant sort of role for a bit. If they turn around in 12 months' time and Petracca wants to go, Oliver wants to go, etc., they are going to ask, put it this way, the Dan Houston deal is going to look comical and a piece of piss compared to what they're going to want for Petracca. The thing is, he could just push and say, I want to go, this is that, blah, blah, blah. If Oliver does the same in 12 months' time or something happens there, Melbourne are going to ask for some big picks. Like, we're talking like top 10 picks, players, everything. So are we going to be in the position to get him in? I can tell just from hearing him talk, he wants to play for Collingwood. It's my opinion, but it's fucking so obvious that he wants to play with us. Now, is it going to happen? I reckon it's a 25% chance, but it's still a chance. So with access to the draft moving forward, like you got 2 drafts that you can access for picks. If I've got the points for Thomas McGuan, and depending on what we need, I reckon the club's going to go for him. So that's just my personal opinion. It might not happen. He could turn around and say, no, I'm happy at Melbourne now. Things have changed, blah, blah, blah. Fine. But if they have a crap season, we are going to be the front runners to get him. And we're going to battle it out with Carlton again for another player. But don't worry about that for now. That's a 12-month thing. And let's get into the forward line for my starting 23 for 2025. So just a recap on how it's worked in my previous videos. I've done the back line, I've done the mids, and now I'm going to do the forwards. In my next video, I'm going to do the bench, okay? And then with that, we're going to show the whole team. And I'm going to just explain why I think these players are in, these players are out, these players are fringe players or whatever it is. That'll be for my next video. But let's just get straight to it. And let's talk about who's going to be our half forward. So I was debating whether to have Schultz at the half forward or Bobby Hill at the half forward. I think Bobby Hill offers more from the half forward line pushing up. And then when the ball's there, he can stay back and he can lock it in, and then he can just charge straight into the pack. I think Schultz is more of the workhorse in and under the packs, where you could probably give the feed off handball out to Bobby, and then he could probably take the kick. I think Schultz plays that Luke Ball role within the forward line, and I think he's going to have a mad season next year. However, let's get to the half forward flank, and that's where I've got Bobby Hill starting off. At centre half forward, I've put Dan McStay. Now, the reason why I put Dan McStay at centre half forward is I think he's run out. So he'll probably, I find that Dan McStay could probably start centre half forward, but probably start a little bit more deeper as a deeper centre half forward, and then he can run in. There was a game, I think it was the game against, I've got a mental blank here. I think it was a game that we lost. Dacos has got the ball and he's running down to the wing half forward, the half forward flank, and he centered the ball in perfectly to McStay. It was absolute class the way that he kicked it. Now, I can see that happening quite a bit next season, and I just think having that presence there at centre half forward is going to help. Now, also, if we have a moment where Mychek's not playing, for example, or he's on the bench or whatever, and you got Cox and Cameron playing, one of those guys is going to have to go deep into the forward. Because of the height, you'd want the taller guy sitting on the line. So I've sort of left it like that, but I'll get more into that side of things when I've done the whole team and I'll explain it. But that's just where my mind's going at the moment. So Hill on the half forward flank, McStay centre half forward, and on the other half forward flank, I've got Jamie Elliott. Now, I was sort of tossing between because Jamie Elliott's a bit older now, and I'm thinking maybe he'll probably just be at the feet more in the forward pocket. But I thought the way that he finished off the season and when his body's right, he can actually push up a little bit too, and he can create some real panic danger for the opposition going forward. And he's got a decent kick on him too. So we've seen him kick clutch goals from the half forward flank side, like, 45 out, 45 degree angle. I reckon he owns that side of the ground really well. So I've put him on the half forward flank, but look, he'll probably play a lot of the forward pocket throughout the season. In the forward pocket, I've got Lachie Schultz, just the workhorse, the manic pressure. What won us the flag in 2010 and was a big component in 23, right, was the way that we had that forward line pressure. It was just magic. Richmond did it so well in their years, and it was just every time the ball's in there, it's just pressure, 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 pressure. Think about the 2010 prelim final against Geelong when you've got Alan Didak, you had McCaffer, you had Swanee, and even like Luke Ball was doing it. Darren Jolly was tackling. The pressure inside the forward line that day, right, especially in the second quarter, was some of the best I've ever seen. We've got the team that can do that this season, and I can't wait to see it. So I've got Schultz at the forward pocket. I've got Mychek at full forward, right? I know people will be like, well, I don't know. There's been talk about from other content creators and other people suggesting that potentially he could go in the back line. I see that point of view because he was drafted to us, or he came to us as a defender, and he was, I think, in the VFL team of the year or whatever it was for in the back line when we picked him up in 2018. But I think he's just too good in the forward line, and you can't risk it. That's just my personal view. So I've got him at full forward, and on the forward pocket, welcome to Collingwood, I've got Tim Membry. The reason why I've got Membry in the forward pocket is the defender that has to go to him allows your McStays, it allows your Mycheks, and it allows potentially a Cox or a Cameron when they rest up forward. A big defender's going to have to go to them, which means he'll probably get the third, okay? So that just allows him, right, to kick 2 to 3 goals a game, plus, okay, the way that he played last year. I'm not saying he's going to be our godsend, but he is going to make other forwards, right, play a lot better. So for example, Jamie Elliott can play as a half forward flank, right? And Jamie Elliott doesn't have to play as a third tall forward. Jamie Elliott's not a tall forward, but he plays like it. And why is his body so banged up? Why is Mychek's body so banged up? Because these guys are playing, they're not big forwards, but they're playing like it because we've had nothing, okay? Jamie Elliott's not tall, okay? Like, he's taller than me, but like, I'm talking like in football terms, he's not a massive bloke, okay? So, but he's been playing the position that, like, a Harry Mackay or a Charlie Curnow are going to have to play. He's been playing that sort of type of role because we've had nothing, right? I mean, he's not to that level, like Curnow's level, but you know what I mean? So I think Membry's going to allow other players to play their best football, and I've got him in the forward pocket. So I'm going to chuck this up now over here, wherever, but that's my forward line. Now, make sure you drop a comment and tell me what you think about it, because the discussions have been really, really good lately. So I'm really enjoying sort of what's happening there. I'm just gonna let you guys know on a personal note, I'm not going to be able to post a video in the next few days. I'm getting married on Sunday, so I've got all that stuff happening. So it'll be early next week. I'll post my next video with the interchange bench. Now it'll be 4 interchange players and a sub, because I'm pretty sure that's the AFL's keeping it that way. So I'm going to do it that way. So there's the team. I'll post the video early next week. But for now, enjoy the fact that we've got someone that's going to make our team so much better, and we've had a fantastic. We're fucking, man, seriously, we've had a grouse period picking up some players. These players are going to make us so much better in the immediate future, and it's going to give us a real red hot crack at trying to make a granny and winning this fucking thing again. So, because it's now the next 2 years, and people are saying, oh, after 2025, blah, blah, blah. It's the next 2 years. We are going to be red hot for this shit. So he's going to make us better. Tell him what you think. Call it as you see it. Drop a comment. And as always, Kayla pies.